Hello everyone and welcome to Simply Made Homestead. Now today is the first of the month, and on the first of every month we give our goats selenium because the entire United States, we are very deficient, our soils are very deficient in selenium, and it can cause some real health problems in our goats. So we give them, stop chewing on me. We give them a little selenium on the first of every month. Now because they are young and they are a miniature version of goat, we don't give them as much as recommended on here because here's the selenium. Selenium and vitamin E gel. We got some hullabaloo going on in the hen house, it sounds like. But anyway, this is it, the selenium and vitamin E gel. I will leave a link to it in the description box below. And it smells good and it tastes good. It's just when you're putting something foreign in their mouth, that's kind of weird for them. But they actually like the taste of it. So anyway, but we give it to them on the first of every single month. On here it says to give newborns 2 GM and the adults 4 to be used once every 30 days, and that's what we do. We've been giving them only 1 because they are a miniature version. They are bigger. They're about 4 months old. They're definitely big enough for 2 this month, so I am going to give them 2. Okay, and you just get it in there and push it down in there. Oh, she dribbled some. There you go. Next. All right. So about 2 for her. And in it goes. All right. Now, neither one of them are sick. They're not sick at all. They're very healthy, and this is just a preventative to make sure that they're getting the vitamins and all the minerals and all the goodness that they need to stay healthy and strong. This video is all about kind of your monthly chores, the things that you need to do at the first of every month, or whatever day of the month, the 15th, whatever day works best for you. Set that date, put it on your calendar, and make sure you do these things. Now, a 1010 is a really good all-purpose fertilizer for your garden, and we use it on the first of every month beginning in March through October on our muscadines and our blackberries and our maple tree, our bottle brush, our regular trees. We put it on there through those months. Now on our citrus trees, we do fertilize them with a fertilizer that's specific for citrus trees so that they will get all the nutrients and things that they need. Now we do have crepe myrtles, so they are only supposed to get fertilizer in December and January. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because just do some research on your trees and find out when to fertilize them and what kind of fertilizer works best for them. Then mark it on your calendar. It's so easy. Go out and I get a big old handful, my size hand, which I don't have a dainty hand, but I don't have a big man hand either. But I get a big handful and I just sprinkle on the edges. You don't want to get it on the plant or on the leaves. If you do, just make sure you brush it away or rinse it off. Now, I even threw some down on my loofah here, as you see behind me here, the beautiful loofah. It is looking so good. I'm so excited about that. And but I even threw a little bit on the okra. So our soil is not good. It needs a lot of extra goodness added to it, a lot of extra love, which we are doing a little bit at a time along the way. You'll see the grapevines behind me. We have started putting calcium nitrate on them on the 15th of every month. Since we've used the 1010 on the 1st, we have started putting the calcium nitrate in the middle of the month. And so we have read or talked to some professionals that actually professionally produce muscadines, and that's how they fertilize their muscadine vines. And so we started doing that, and on nightshades they love the calcium nitrate too. So just make sure, and plus if you have a soil test, you'll know what your soil needs and what kind of replenishment that it needs to kit it up and get it growing really well. So, but since we did this to the grapevines, they really, I mean, it really helped. They really took a spurt, you know, and they've really come together. They're doing so good. The two little ones down here, see the new ones on the front here? These were brand new this year. They have both reached the vine or the wire, and the one on the end down there has even had 2 shoots out that has we have started running down the vine. So they are just doing beautifully. Now, while discussing muscadines, if you have not, we had not sprayed our muscadines at all, because I had put, I think, some neem oil on it once. I wasn't sure what to do, and I hadn't done my research, and I paid for it because something got a hold of it and something really nibbled on it and took away a lot of the leaves. They're coming back. The ends of them look beautiful. Where we had the damage, that's kind of sparse, but it's a fruit tree spray. It's an organic spray, and it's literally called a fruit tree spray. But so be sure and check that out, and you can spray that on there periodically to help you out. Right here in the middle of the summer, that's why I should have been a little more proactive and really been prepared for that. But like I said, live and learn, and we're figuring it out. So, but highly recommend doing that to make sure you keep those old pests away. If you haven't seen the video on our garden tour where if aphids get on there, get you a hard stream of water and just swoosh, 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 and keep going until you knock them off. I did that. I have not had any more problems with aphids on my grapevines. So it really does work. It's a beautiful thing, and it's so easy, and the cost of water. So it depends on what your water is like where you are. Now, check out these chocolate cherry sunflowers. Are they not gorgeous? Just gorgeous. Now, when they first open, how dark they are. Oh, that's my favorite. That's my favorite when they get like that. These here, you can see when they get bigger, they get a gold little bits on the ends, and it's really, really pretty too. And you see the bees absolutely love sunflowers. I just want to give you a really quick peek and a quick update into our peanut patch. You can see that it's starting to get some yellow leaves on it. Now, while usually lots of times if our plants start turning yellow, we get a little nervous, you know, and wonder what's wrong and what's going on. But with the peanuts, it's just really exciting. It is for me anyway, because this means that they are getting close to harvest time. They are wearing down on their productivity, their peanut life, I guess you'd say, and they are going to be ready to harvest. Supposed to be ready at the end of August, and by the way they are looking, I think we're going to be right on schedule. I can't wait.